Hey, happy Monday, everybody. It's John Kovach Jr. here, president of Amplified Minds and founder of the Champion Circle. Wanted to jump in here today. I'm a little late today. I thank you for those who patiently wait and those for who are just jumping on and are like, oh, John's on. That's awesome. I had a lot to think about this morning and a lot to do. We have been testing some really cool things lately, and I'm excited to talk about that today. I'm counting today as Mindset Monday. So Mindset Monday, we're going to be talking about your attitude, your thoughts, and everything going on so that you can have a better week, have a better opportunity. And then I'm going to also throw some offers at you. But I really want you just to understand what's going on, what I'm thinking, what I've been feeling. And there's been some really cool things and discoveries over the last 4 weeks. So this is like week number 4 for me in quarantine. I've been in quarantine for about 4 weeks now. I went in quarantine about 5 days early before the passing of my uncle from COVID-19. And then that week after, I spent 2 weeks at home doing absolutely nothing. And then intermittent, I've been going back to the office. You can tell I'm back in my office. Been going back here to get some things done, to broadcast. Internet's a little bit better here. And just been trying to find some really cool opportunities to get out of the house. Daily, I've been going out on walks with my dogs and doing several things, but there's quite a few things that I've been able to do to adjust during this time. So my question to everybody is how long have you been in quarantine? How are you adjusting? So there's my comment there. I'm going to just see what everyone else is doing there. So how long have you been in quarantine and how are you adjusting? Right now, I have been, hey, Jason, so glad you're joining us. I've been in quarantine for over 4 weeks now, and I've been doing various activities, various things to keep me sane, to keep me moving forward, and to do very well. Not every day has been bliss. Not every day has been easy. And I've really enjoyed my experience. However, as a business owner, as someone who's focused on doing quite a few things in the business world, I'm going to refresh this. In the business world, yes, I do not want to talk to a spam risk, right? Is you got to stay ahead of the curve. You got to stay above everything, and you've got to start thinking long term. And in this amount of time, in the time that I've spent in quarantine, I've done several things. Okay. We'll start with my habits. Okay. My mindset. Every morning, the first thing is that I've cleaned up my habits in the form of my diet. Okay. My wife and I have been on the Whole30 plan. We're about 2 weeks into the Whole30 plan. For those of you who don't know what Whole30 is, we've been focusing on eliminating processed sugars, processed grains, whites, anything processed really, and really just going back to the core needs, the core basics of what a body takes and gets. And it's been interesting because that's allowed me to get my body back into eating just regular fruits and vegetables and a healthy arrangement of meats and so forth. And we've typically lived a vegetarian lifestyle, but it's been good for us because we've been able to focus on just consuming what our body needs. It's caused us a lot of pain, a lot of late night munchies, and just lots of wanting to pound down a gallon of sugarous ice cream and stuff like that. But it's been really good for us. But I will tell you that as we're only 12 days into the Whole30, which by the way, it's a diet, but it's a way to like cleanse and then reintroduce things back into your body. But since we've been doing this, I have felt a sharpness in my brain. Not a sharp pain, but a sharpness. My brain has been a lot more awake. My ideas, my thoughts have been more clear and crisp. Okay. And my life has turned into this once messy pile of crap to a sleek alternative. And it's really awesome. And just that alone, I will probably never go back. My clarity of mind has been so euphoric and addictive that I would rather not eat sugar for the rest of my life and maybe have it occasionally than go back, because I have had so many incredible thoughts, incredible mindset alternatives that have happened in my life that I just can't ignore. And it's been amazing. That's a personal thing to me. I've really experienced that. So to get my day started, I've been focusing on my diet. And I've also been focusing on how I treat my body. I'm getting back into working out. I'm getting back into lifting. It's kind of hard when you're at home. All we've got is like some perfect push-ups. We have an inversion board for those of you, or inversion table, whatever you want to call it, for straightening the back. I've been doing a bunch of yoga every morning and been getting into the right place, right? But when I wake up, usually you wake up and your mind's groggy and it's cloudy and it takes you an hour to wake up. So you jump on Instagram and you start flipping and, it takes you longer than usual to get ready. When I wake up, my brain is like, boom, let's go. It's time to go. And that I attribute back to the diet that we're on, the nutritions that we're consuming. So there's a thought for you. But I've been able to do a lot of things. Get up in the mornings, do some yoga, take out my dogs, do a bunch of things, and then focus on the day ahead. Now, with the day ahead, I experienced one of the most incredible learning experiences just last week. Last week, I decided that I was going to have a keynote speaker or an interview speaker come on my live hour every day, someone different, and we were going to talk about some things. And I learned a lot. I gained a lot and I was exhausted. I totally went dark this weekend and shut off everything so that I could just relax, because it took a lot out of me to do this, but it was a really, really great learning experience. On Monday, I was able to have a discussion on mindset, and we were able to talk with quite a few really cool people about the mindset of a successful salesperson and so forth. I would also say that doing these daily lives has allowed me an opportunity and a platform for me to talk with great people and to say hello. Dawn's on today. She says, hi, John. Good to see your face. Sending you good, positive vibes. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate that. By the way, I love your profile picture. I can't tell. It's too small. Is that a cat or a dog you're holding? Either way, totes adorbs. I freaking love it. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful you said that. And I'm glad you jumped on today just to say hello. Appreciate you. If you have any thoughts on mindset or anything that you've been thinking about, I'm just curious what's going on in your quarantine and how are you adjusting? We're getting to hopefully the end of it. Governments are looking towards May 1st to consider a lift or a temporary lift or whatever. Since I've done my part, I've been in quarantine for over 4 weeks. I feel really good about the future, and I feel like we'll be able to, shift back into reality, but I don't think that it's going to be the same. I think there's going to be a lot of new things and a lot of new changes. I think culturally too, we'll be focused on a whole new spectrum. Okay. Jason Curtis says it's getting harder and harder. He said 4 weeks here too. Yeah, no, I think we went in quarantine about the same time. Need to be better at getting outside and doing stuff to break up the monotony. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I don't know if you have animals or kids, same thing, right? Either way, getting out and just walking. Oh, it is so awesome. I know there's a big confusion around the country. One of the biggest confusions is stay-at-home order means stay at home for unless you have necessities or things you need to do. But what that means is that you can go outside to relieve yourself, to get your mind straight, to go get some fresh air. Imagine being cooped up in a cell, right? This is incarceration at its greatest. Okay, imagine being cooped up in a cell without any fresh air, sunlight, or anything. That's gonna get you down, and that's gonna do some bad things. But yeah, it's good to get up and just walk. In fact, here at the office, when we were all here at the office, my coworkers and I, we would do everything. We would do this thing every day around 2 or 3 o'clock. Okay, and we called it a walkabout. And a walkabout was just, we're all going to get up, we're going to shut down everything, we're going to leave our phones back at the office, and we're going to go walk around the block. And we're going to walk around the block, and we're going to talk. We're going to get some sunshine. We're going to get some fresh air. And it was really good to just get up and get out. And that helps us finish the day strong. Okay, we'd come back around 2:30 or 3, and then we would cruise through the end of the day. And that was one of the things that broke up my day so well and set my nights up for just fantasticness. Okay. Jason also says having all these guests on your lives has been beneficial to me also. Well, thank you for saying that, Jason. And I'd like to have you on very, very soon just to talk more about some of the stuff that we are seeing, some of the things that we're experiencing. What I want to say is last week, I know I'm kind of jumping around, but there's a few thoughts that I had this today that I wanted to share, and then a few invitations. And I'm going to get to a really, really cool free invitation on behalf of Eric Swanson here in just a minute. We have a really cool, really cool event coming up this weekend, this Friday, and it's going to be phenomenal. I'm so pumped. I'm super excited to share with you a little bit about that, and you'll see it on my posts and you'll see it in our groups. But anywho, some of the things I learned from last week. Well, first of all, I'm exhausted, okay? Doing 2 lives a day. One of my biggest clients is in the CBD and hemp and THC industry. And I was able to start doing these live sessions for them. And because of the hot topics, because of the yearning for people, everyone wants to talk about THC, CBD, and so forth. There are so many interested and excited people about the industry, especially in Utah. And so one of my clients, we decided to go live and we decided to start these conversations. And we started interviewing some of the industry's most important key leaders in THC, CBD, hemp, and so forth. And as we started talking with more and more people, the algorithms and the engagement and the viewers and the comments went out the roof. It was so incredible. And so I was doing that at 10. And then I was also doing my live hours at noon and speaking with professionals and interviewing them every day. So to just start off, my week was exhausting. And for a good reason. Like I did it on purpose. I did it for myself, and I did it so that I could learn, grow, and see what else I could do. I've done Gary Vee's challenge of 67 pieces of content in one day. If you haven't done that, I can post the link to how to do that in one day. But I've done that several times, and I've had the opportunity to create more than 67 pieces of content in less than 2.5 hours, which makes a really, really productive morning and a really, really awesome day as far as like getting things out there and posting things. But this was a little bit harder than that. To me, jumping on 2 lives, being attentive, being ready, being excited to chat with people was just wild. So last week was exhausting. I really enjoyed the experience, and I will continue to do it. I'm building an endurance for it, but trying to be a little bit more focused here and to give everyone the frameworks that they need in order to progress and to succeed in their lives, based on what I provide and based on what we share. Now, on Tuesday, we interviewed the Steiners, Mark and Steven Steiner, with Latent Wealth Strategies, and we invited everyone to attend a private fireside. And if you missed out on that, you missed out on some big time awesomeness. Okay, how he dove deeper into the strategies of turning your discretionary money and your non-discretionary money into ways that pay you, and then turning those growths and dividends into an increase on your accounts. And I just freaking loved it because it was so cool to see how many solutions that one company created for the general public. I've got a meeting later today to revisit and revise my plan with Latent Wealth, and it's going to be super exciting because I'm going to be able to find more and more ways to pay my bills and to pay them with an excess increase rather than leaving a couple dollars in my savings account and making it grow only 0.002% over a year, right? There's so many better ways to grow your money. So I was so excited to interview the Steiners and talk with them. And I'm really pumped about our partnership and everything we get there. I can't wait to introduce people to them as well. They have helped me. They've helped my family. They've helped our friends. They've helped everybody. So on Wednesday, we talked with Levi McPherson and Matt Fritchie about Enduro Solutions. And we offered a solution to people looking to create cash flow during times of quarantine. You guys, let me talk to you about something. From what I'm seeing, from what I'm projecting, and for what I'm hearing and reading, okay, I'm not just hearing things on Facebook, but what I'm seeing and what I'm observing is that a lot of people think that this quarantine is going to be over in a couple of weeks or a couple months, right? And it's going to be gone. This is going to be a phase. And the truth is if you know anything about pandemics, they're just like earthquakes, okay? And earthquakes have the first rumble, right? It's usually the big epicenter, catastrophic rumble. And then what follows the rumble? Usually aftershocks. Okay. There's usually aftershocks. And sometimes aftershocks can be a little bit more powerful than the original, which means the original turns into the before shocks, and the aftershocks that are greater become the new epicenter. Okay. And so what happens then is you've got to realize that this isn't just going to go away. The second we say go, green light, go, and everyone heads into the intersection, there's going to be some catastrophic damage, and there could be a recirculation of this. And so you've just got to be safe. You just got to be prepared. I read an article about Sweden, the country of Sweden. Guess how they're quarantining? They're not. Okay. Sweden is not quarantining. The only thing they've done is they've shut down their borders. So no one can come in, no one can leave. Okay. They're staying safe, but their culture is wash your hands 20 seconds or more. Their culture is stay away from people. Their culture is be careful. If you get sick, stay home. It's a socialist country, so no one's going to miss you at work if you get sick and you have to call in sick. Okay. Just stay home, take care of it, and go. Okay. Sweden is being very, very delicate with the situation, but they're not quarantining at all. They're being normal. They're just continuing, and they have the fewest amount of cases in the world, and they also have the fewest amount of deaths in the world from the coronavirus. So just think about being safe. Okay. Just think about being in a good state about all this, but just know that the world's not going to be the same. So plan for the future. I also would say that as we talked about this, looking for ways to make a residual income during times of uncertainty, Enduro Solutions was an incredible idea on how to create that for yourself. They talked about everything from the laws of leverage to creating a cash flow that's monthly for 5 years out per asset you purchase, and just a bunch of other great incredible opportunities. So think about it as an alternative to real estate and an awesome opportunity to create security and cash flow for yourself. And then on Thursday, I had an incredible conversation with my good friend, boss, and partner, Ryan Fritchie. And Ryan and I talked about what you should be doing in times of quarantine. And the biggest advice came from Merchant Solution Services, which is a merchant processing company. And in this time, we advised people to build relationships with their people. Okay. So if you're renting, build relationships with your landlord. Okay. You don't know what's going to happen, but if you just kind of wait and see what the government tells you what to do, and then you reach out to your landlord and you say, sorry, I didn't pay the last 2 months. Government said I didn't have to. And that landlord says, you didn't come to that agreement with me, I'm evicting you. You're in a bad situation, right? You're in a bad situation. So what you've got to do is you've got to build relationships around you with people who are helping your life stay together. Okay. If you've got payments to a bank, start making phone calls to that bank. Learn who your teller is. Ask if they can take care of you. Okay. Start making relationships with everyone. And then we started talking about how businesses are thriving, okay, due to merchant processing. Merchant processors are thriving right now too, because a lot of what people don't realize is that you can save on rates. You can decrease your amount that you're paying just by having a relationship with your processor and knowing what options you have. And it was kind of funny, and I won't get into the details, but we had an individual who commented on our board on that post, and they were a little naive to what's going on. They told me that I was a little tone deaf to what we were experiencing, what was going on. And because of that comment, I couldn't just let it happen. Okay. I couldn't just let it be. So me being me, I dove even deeper, and I promised that guy that's exactly what the world needs right now, is positive reinforcing information about what some of the things you should be investing in. And this guy continued to not see our point of view. He continued to push, and then call us out, and ended up calling us names and stuff like that. But, people are savages. That's what I've learned, is people are absolute savages on online. But what I would say is that people don't realize that if your business is suffering, adjust. Okay. The more you hunker down, the more you put your head in the ground, your body, your circumstances aren't going to change. If I just don't, it's the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil kind of thing. If you just hide yourself, and it's not going to go away. right? You've got to address it. You've got to adjust. You've got to be agile. You've got to go, go, go. So that was one of the things that I learned from Ryan and our conversation on Thursday. And plus, just if you're a new business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, our invitation was to reach out to myself, Ryan Fritchie, or Jason Curtis, because we are experts and we know a little bit about what to do in order to save you your rates and get you the best circumstances. So theonlinesavage.com, Eric says. So that was my week. And then let me tell you about how my week ended up. And then I'm going to get to some of the comments and we're going to talk about what's coming up. But on Friday was the most exhausting day of the entire week, which is probably why I took the entire weekend off, right? But Friday was awesome. Okay, we had a live stream with one of my clients. And then at 10:30, I had the honor of having a live stream podcast interview with Ruben Gonzalez. And that was an absolute thankful conversation I had with Ruben due to the connection. When Eric Swanson came on our show in this live hour a couple weeks ago, he just pulled out his phone. He called Ruben, one of his good friends, who's a international speaker and an Olympic athlete, and had Ruben come on the show, and I got to interview Ruben and hear from some of his stories. But you want to know the cool thing about this is, as I finished up my conversation live with you guys and Ruben and I, quit the live and we started chatting, and we could have gone another 2 hours. We were so excited to talk about various things and how we're adjusting and what's going on in the world. And it was so, so cool to see that. I was very, very grateful to have that conversation. I'm very grateful for Eric Swanson, who made that connection and helped me make that connection, because Ruben was awesome. He was super good to talk to, and I'm going to have more conversations with him in the future. And he's going to be a phenomenal person for you guys to get to know. And you should get his books. You should get some of the things he suggested on our live cast. Right after my interview with Ruben, I jumped right in to a 1-hour webinar where I was giving one of my award-winning speeches. And I turned a story of mine, the story about the horse incident that I had in Cabo San Lucas, and that led into me teaching you the 3 secrets to turning your connections into money. And I talked about those secrets, and I talked about creating solutions for everybody. So if you missed out on that webinar, I have good news for you. I can provide you the recording if you'd like, if you just reach out to me right here, right now. Okay. So if you reach out to me right here, right now, I will provide you the recording of that. Or here's option number 2. We will be having another one very, very soon. I'm moving my webinar to the following week due to an upcoming incredible event and activity this week. And I'm going to pull up some information here so that I can give you guys everything you need to know. I will be posting it in the comments section here in just a second. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. April 24th. Okay. That's this Friday. April 24th, this Friday. We're going to be having another virtual Habitude Warrior conference, webinar, web series, web conference. I'm going to pull up one more piece of information. Eric Swanson. Dun, dun, dun. And I'm going to be posting this all on my pages. So you're just going to see this for the next while. Okay. So we're calling it the Habitude Warrior Virtual Summit. Okay. And obviously hosting this event is the one and the only Eric Swanson, who jumped in here today, and he said, keep rocking. He's kicked himself out a few times as we were talking about what you've needed to do to get out. Jason Curtis says, I get out a few times a day with the dog. Awesome. My good friend Esteban just thought he'd pop in briefly and see if you take a look. That's awesome. I appreciate you being here, Esteban. You're an awesome person. Let's talk about Eric Swanson today. Okay. He's hosting the Habitude Warrior Conference Virtual Summit this Friday, the 24th. By the way, I will be one of the co-MCs of that event. So that's another reason why you should be there. And that's another reason why you should continue to participate and connect. I just realized that I didn't share this to some of my favorite groups, and they're probably missing out on this conversation. So I'm just going to quickly post that. Turn on relationships. Boom. Okay, we're good. And as a result of this, I want you guys to know that this is an absolute game-changing opportunity for you to hear from some of the world's coolest speakers, okay? And as I talk today about mindset, right? Sales, marketing, relationship, as a conglomerate, one of the things that I've gained by knowing Eric, by being part of the Habitude Warrior family, and by joining in on these conversations is the caliber of the speakers and the caliber of the people at this event are top-notch, world-class. And I've been able to build incredible relationships with these speakers as a VIP member. And as a VIP member, I've gained access to some of the coolest conversations, development of partnerships and creations I've ever seen. Okay. Without dropping a note, I would just leave it there. That is such an incredible piece to know. So this Friday, the 24th, I'm going to be posting it here in the comment section. I'll also be posting it here in the link, but go and get registered for that. I believe it's free. If I'm wrong, just get mad at me. That's okay. But I believe it's free for everybody. Now, I don't know if there's any upgrades or if you'd like to have extra access, but just go to the website, habitudewarriorconference.com/virtual summit. Okay. And some of the other co-MCs are going to be Yuri Choi, a good friend of mine. Okay. Natalie Susie, and a couple others. Lynn is going to be, I forget Lynn's last name. I'm getting to know Lynn a little bit better, and she's amazing. She's incredible. Okay. So there's some really, really, really great opportunities for you to just listen and connect with some amazing speakers in an amazing environment. The Habitude Warrior family is strong and they are relentless. They will teach you so much. Okay. So that's what I wanted to share about that. I'm just scrolling. So if you're posting comments, I'm going to bring them up and I'm going to address them as I get there. So if I'm missing out on like live interactions, I apologize. But Jason says, you know what, I will always jump on to break. Okay, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. He said he's also enjoyed the CBD Collective. That's my client. Okay, so my client is CBD credit card processing, and we basically founded an organization called the CBD Collective, and have started creating an arousing conversation around CBD, hemp, THC, and marijuana products. And from that, we've become absolute experts in the industry, which has been super cool because I don't know anything about it. I honestly don't. I take CBD like a couple times a day or a week or whatever, and I'm not really an expert in anything in regards to this stuff. And just by surrounding ourselves with incredible people, national speakers and incredible sources have been coming on and chatting with us. So a really cool thing. And that's just so you guys know, that's what Amplified Minds does, is we take an industry, we take a business, and we find creative solutions to turn you into a thought leader. We turn you into an absolute authority by positioning you through events, through online webinars, through opportunities, and we leverage the relationships we have around us to create incredible opportunities for you. So if you're just curious, that's what we do at Amplified Minds. 67 pieces of content. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Esteban, my good friend, says, sounds like you're keeping busy. I find that it's so interesting and challenging to find the balance between staying busy and staying sane during these times. Awesome comment, Esteban. I too have felt the exact same thing. But let me tell people this, okay? A lot of people misinterpret what Gary V says, Gary Vaynerchuk, okay? People misinterpret what he's talking about because he's vulgar, he's loud, he's boisterous, right? And what they misinterpret is all Gary is teaching people is to self-love yourself, okay? To love yourself in what you do. And a lot of people have been pressured. They say, oh, with all this extra time, I should keep super busy. I should take on some projects. I should do some things. I should start some businesses. All of that is great, but don't do it by chasing money. Do it because you love it. Okay, I've been building a virtual assistant company on the side during this time, and it's been slower than usual, even though I have clients lined up and ready. I have VAs who I'm ready to hire, but I've had to hire and fire VAs from all over the world over 30 times because I'm just looking for the right people, taking one step at a time, doing what I have to do and doing what I need to do as a business owner to make this work. So all of that said, yeah, you've got to do things that you love. And why I brought Gary Vee into this conversation was you've got to do things that make you happy, that make you tick. Gary Vee wakes up and his brain works like this. He's got 100 things he wants to do, and he figures out how to do them all in one day by doing what he loves most. And he follows the rest, right? And that's what he does. And that's why he teaches, the 67 pieces of content. And the key to that is just create an ungodly amount of content that you have the gift of creating, right? Whatever you are most passionate about and you're able to do, and turn it into the frameworks that lead to opportunities that get you paid. So there you go. I really appreciate that comment, Esteban. That's really cool. He says, I can't wait to chat more about Sendero. Awesome. I'll send you the information, and we're going to have a private conversation today. My good friend Taylor Douglas in the house. Taylor, please, when you get a chance, okay, share with my group, post it in this comment section about your upcoming course. I'd like for people to be aware of that. I'd like for people to know. So Taylor is a coach and a speaker. She doesn't consider herself a coach. I consider her an awesome mentor and coach. She's in the mentoring space, and she's just launching a course. By the way, Taylor, if you subscribe or apply, no, what's the right word? Get your ticket for the Habitude Warrior Conference this Friday. I think it's free. If it's not, you can get mad at me. It's fine. And then the link I'll put up here in just a minute. Eric Swanson posted it in the comment section below. But if you get signed up, there are some incredible speakers who can help with what you're working on in the course space. Not to make you change what your course is, but to help and to guide and to provide you some very, very strategic business surrounding advice regarding your business and starting your businesses. I know this isn't the first business you started, but I wanted to share that with you. So I'm super glad you're here, Taylor. Thanks for jumping in. And you made a comment about Sweden is also talking about personal responsibility. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you. Seriously, personal responsibility. What do I teach every week on my live hours, in my conversations, at my masterminds, at our events? It's taking personal ownership over your responsibilities, okay? It's like personal accountability. Thank you, Taylor. You should come on the air sometime this week. Let's talk about that and talk about your course too, but we should talk about personal responsibility. I think that's huge. Jason's yes. All right. I'm just now getting down to the bottom of these, so I don't know where I'm at. Awesome. Here we go. All right, I skipped ahead. Jason says would love to be going on with those merchant solutions. Awesome. Okay, that was an interesting conversation. Oh, he's talking about the one we had last week. Eric Swanson said theonlinesavage.com. That was to the naysayer about some of the things we were doing. Okay, I'm way behind. Catching up here. It was an interesting conversation John and I were having with the guy. Yep. Ryan Fritchie in the house just got on. Thanks for this work. Love the conversations every day. Ryan and I had a great conversation last week. We are now talking about turning this show, this live hour, into something that Ryan can be doing and leveraging. So he's an incredible resource. You want to know something, you guys? Amplified Minds, one of our biggest goals and dreams was to turn business talk and entrepreneurship talk radio into something that was entertaining enough but attractive enough to keep the crowds from going just to Shark Tank. Now, I love Shark Tank. I love the producers of Shark Tank. I love the hosts and the judges on Shark Tank. I love every single one of them, and I respect them. But that is what we like to call entertainment TV. That is not the real way of business. In fact, a lot of people use their footage, use their opportunities on Shark Tank, baby, right? Is that they use that as public relations and marketing material. So a lot of it is get on Shark Tank, project your product, do well on the show for funding and advisement, but just know that 95% of the people on Shark Tank actually don't get deals done because it's entertainment, right? So we've always talked about building a platform where people can actually talk. If people sit around for hours all day, all night, talking about sports, talking about sports statistics, there's definitely a place in the world where people want to talk about resources, entrepreneurship, business. They want to talk about foundations. They want to talk about frameworks, marketing, sales, so forth. Okay. I've watched good old Grant Cardone's show. And it's good. It's very, very interesting. But Grant and them have a different twist on it. And I don't think they've captured the picture of what people want to watch, what they want to see. So thanks, Ryan, for your comments. That's what we're working towards. That's what we're building. Taylor, again, thanks for the comment. She says, love listening to your progress and your love. 100%. Thank you. And quarantine will be the death of me. I'm craving some true eye contact and hugs. Taylor and I were on the phone. Actually, we're on Marco Polo just the other day chatting about this specific thing. And our conversations just went to, I just feel like I need to give people like 100 hugs, big hugs, small hugs, group hugs. But as soon as we get approved to do so, we're going to have a giant hug party. So any of those who still have it, we're just going to spread it, give it to you really quick. I'm just kidding. That's not what we're going to do, but we're going to have a lot of fun. Yeah. And then we had this conversation about Ryan being on these lives keeps me more sane. Awesome. Well, I appreciate that. I'd love the recording. Kay Taylor, I'll send it to you. Let's chat though. You and I have an agreement and an idea and an opportunity based off of that recording. And I'd love to be on the new one. Cool. Awesome. I'll send you more information. More people. Jason Curtis says that award-winning webinar was so worth it. I'd love the recording and I'll definitely be catching it again. Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that. It was one of my award-winning speeches where we talk about the 3 keys or the 3 secrets to turning your connections into money. And that was a really, really fun one. So I really appreciate it. All right. And then globalvirtualsummit.com. Eric Swanson posted globalvirtualsummit.com. Go to that, get registered. Let's get up. It's free for followers. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. So for my followers, people listening to this show, if you go to globalvirtualsummit.com or habitudewarriorconference.com/virtual summit, you will find free access by my estate or by my account to attend Friday's virtual summit. You're going to have some of the world's incredible speakers. Now, I'm not going to pull up a list and read it yet because we have not disclosed the full. Well, we haven't told anyone. We don't tell anyone. That's just the Habitude Warrior way. But you should go to the website and check out who will be speaking, and just know that you're gonna have time to listen to some really, really, really cool stuff. Eric Swanson said, "Yep, it's free." Jason said, "Thank you." Eric said, "Dude, name the huge speakers." It's not okay. All right. Let me just name to you, and I won't go in any particular order. Let me just name to you some of the speakers that we're going to be having. Okay. I'm going to just go and I talked about Ruben Gonzalez. Okay. Ruben Gonzalez is going to be speaking to us. Four-time Olympian in the luge. Incredible. I had a conversation with him last week, quickly becoming one of my close friends. Awesome. Mark Victor Hansen. He's the co-founder of Chicken Soup for the Soul. You guys, that is huge. Eric, I don't know how you swung that. Oh yeah, you're friends. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. The one and the only Miss Sharon Lecter, Outwitting the Devil and Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Okay, this is a really, really cool piece. If you guys don't know who Cheryl Lecter is, if you haven't heard Cheryl Lecter speak, you need to hear Cheryl Lecter speak. She is amazing. Okay, moving in. We've got Jill Lublin. She's a branding and public relations expert. I'm actually excited to talk to her about that because I've seen an absence of a particular structure and a particular strategy in public relations lately in the news because of all of this going on. And I'm curious to follow up with her. So that will be Jill Lublin. And she'll be talking about public relations and stuff like that. So that's going to be really cool. My mind perks up and I'm like, wow, there's some really cool conversations that we could have here. You guys, Dennis Yu, Chief Executive Officer of Blitz Metrics. You want to know something? I was in a conference in Salt Lake City 6 or 7 years ago, and Dennis Yu was the keynote speaker. And Dennis Yu said, look, 99% of you are not going to do what I'm about to tell you, but let me show you the business side of Facebook. This is 7-8 years ago, right? And Dennis Yu logs us into the back office or the back stuff, the creator studio per se of Facebook, what Facebook had 8 years ago. And he said, now is the time for you to capitalize on unlimited connections, on unlimited tapped opportunities through Facebook. And this guy blew me out of the water. I jumped in, I paid for his program. I did a few things. I learned quite a bit. and I didn't quite get through everything like I should have. But the people who did had amazing transformation on their Facebook accounts. And they had booming six-figure businesses just by following the advice of Dennis Yu. Dennis Yu is incredible. Blitz Metrics. Don't miss that one. Okay. My good friend, Alex Stern, co-founder of Constant Contact. We just celebrated his birthday last week. He is an amazing speaker, an incredible professional, and an absolute wonderful individual with some of the craziest and wildest and coolest circumstantial stories I've ever heard in my life. Shout out to Alex Stern. Okay. Bob Berg, author of the Go Givers series. Yes. Wait, where is it? Where is it? Look at that right there. Bob Berg, everybody. Bob Berg, the Go Giver series. He is going to be in the house at the virtual summit this coming Friday. Okay, just reading through a few more. Oh man, Mr. Nito Kebin, Cubane. I probably nailed that. Yep. President of High Point University. Super cool. A few others. Frank Shankwitz, founder of Make-A-Wish Foundation. Okay, that's really cool. Eric is really good. Eric Swanson, everybody. Eric Swanson. I say Eric because we're friends, but with all due respect, his title and name is Mr. Eric Awesome Swanson. Okay, so just don't mess that up. Eric knows him very, very well, and man, that's amazing. The Make-A-Wish Foundation. I have lots of my ears are perked up for that one. I want to know so much about what's going on and just some of the things he's going to talk about. Jin Cathcart, past president of the NSA, Acorn Effect. Okay. And then we've got Joseph McLendon the third. We've got Dan Clark. Okay, Dan's awesome. Dan's actually based here out of Salt Lake City, you guys. Dan's awesome. And then just a few others, including myself as a co-MC. And we'll be chatting with a few other incredible co-MCs as well tonight. We have our planning meeting and we get ready. But thanks for sharing that, Eric Swanson. Thank you for everything. And everybody, if you're one of my listeners, if you're on here, go to that link. It's in the comment section and go check it out, globalvirtualsummit.com, and get in. Get your free admission over there so that you can hear some of these incredible speakers. Jason says I'll be registering for the summit when we're done here. Awesome. Okay, so many comments. I need to go back up here and yay, Taylor's going to get a ticket. Awesome. Taylor is awesome. We'll have a cool thing in a month. All right. And cool things in motion. This is where I speak ahead of myself, right? Eric, thank you for the comment. I love your passion, brother. I love your passion. And remember to P every day. Be positive, enthusiastic, and I forget what the A stands for. Attitude, right? Attitude. Maybe I just nailed it. Maybe I didn't, but let's just go with that. Eric is an incredible person, professional, and an amazing speaker, an amazing host, and he just gravitates. People gravitate to him. He's the biggest magnet of positivity and action that I've ever met. So he's an incredible person. So I'll be promoting that this week, Eric, as we talk. Jason Linkhurst says, interesting that a lot of Americans say that they are responsible, but their actions say otherwise. Yup. 100%. I think that's a relevant conversation. As you guys, I'm going through these. I'm taking note of what we're going to talk about this week. Just some things I want to consider. Perfect. Hugs. Ryan Fritchie says, I have spoken to many coaches who are trying to figure out how to build their businesses during this time and also how to find new people to work with without face-to-face meetups and events. This is a great alternative. You are showing every coach a great way to expand their business. In fact, Ryan, I love that because not only are we showing them, but we're allowing them to come on. All they got to do is message me. Hey, can I come on your show? Yeah, let's work out an agreement. Let's create a relationship. Let's build a partnership. That's all. My invitation to you coaches and mentors out there is let's work together. Let's get you on these live hours. Let's talk to people, okay? I'm already looking at the analytics of just this post right now as I refresh, and we've already reached 400 people. We've had over 21 comments and engagements, over 6 shares, and this is amazing. Sorry, 60 comments. So I appreciate you saying that, Ryan. And yeah, we're having a lot of fun with this. But you know what? This has been a platform that's been around. These are some ideas and some thoughts and some opportunities that have been available, and there's so much available. So I'm excited. Okay. Eric says, I can tell everyone. Don't worry, Eric. I will tell everyone. This entire phone book will be empty by the end of the day. That's my goal. Okay. Sending people your way. List the speakers. Okay. Awesome. I will list them in the comment section. Mark Victor Hansen. Boom. Dr. I say his name wrong. Dr. Nito Kevin. Awesome. Sharon Lecter. Laurel. Oh, I didn't know Laurel was going to be there. I have so much to ask and to collaborate with Laurel. She's awesome. Laurel Langmeyer. Dan Clark. Joseph McClendon. Okay. It gets better, guys. Alex Stern. Dennis Yu. Bob Berg. I just had to say that. I just had to show it. And then Taylor says, boom. Okay. I love it. I love it. I just bought the Go Giver series on Audible. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. I'm going to go do that. Thank you. See, guys, I'm sober weird. I'm super weird. I'm sober weird. I'm sober weird. Okay. I'm weird. I will go to a handy little app called Thrift Books, right? And I will order the used copy of the book I want to read. And then I will go into Audible and I will listen to it while I'm waiting for the book to arrive. And then when the book arrives, I will quickly skim read, speed read through it and finish it. And that's why it takes me a little bit longer to finish books. But then I usually have the audio book and then I have the physical book, and I'm just a collector. Okay. So you can see this is half, not even half. This is like a tenth of my library, but I collect books and I like to have them. And obviously, as you couldn't tell, I'm really bad at color coordinating, but my library is color coordinated. So that's how I know. So here we go. Jason says, I have an awesome story about Make-A-Wish. Jason, I want to hear that story. I'm going to send you a link and we're going to talk. We need to talk. I'd like to talk about that later this week if we could, since I'm looking at the time and we're a little bit over. But yeah, that's I'd like to hear that story. He says he's also going to be checking out the series too. Me too. Kyle Taylor bumps in. Boom goes the drum. Keep pushing, brother. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate you. Thanks for your love and support. And boom, it's game time. Our conversation last week was absolute money. After that exhausting day that I told you guys about, I had an incredible afternoon talking with Kyle, and we started to strategize and talk and talking about frameworks and creating opportunities. This is going to be great. So those of you still watching, there's just some incredible people in my life. Neil C. Hooper jumped in. I want to see John Kovach speak. I love it. I don't know if he meant to write it that way or if that's an inside joke, but there's a lot of people in my life who will call me that because it's funny, and they know that a lot of people will say my name, Kovach, but they'll absolutely obliterate it. Kovach, which is the right way to say it. Kovich, Kovichner. There's even been like the school district here. I'll get checks and mails from the school district here in Wasatch, and it'll be like Couauch, Kovach. Cool watch. Okay. So there we go. And it's amazing to hear him speak. Thank you. Thank you for that. So we kind of wrap all this up. I wanted to talk to you quickly about the mindset, right? Of sales, marketing, relationships. Turn your connections into profitable ones. And that's what we do. That's what we talk about. And so my first invitation to everybody is that this week, we're going to be diving deep into some private sessions about relationships. And the way you do that is you got to get into our Return on Relationships group. Okay, I'm going to post the link here right now. Return on Relationships group is going to be in the comment section. And the reason why you're going to want to join that group, boom, boom, added to the comment section. Here we go. Comment, join my Facebook group at Return on Relationships. Let's see if it pops up in the thing. Nope, didn't pop up. I'm just going to post this. Boom. Okay. So it's in the comment section. Boom. You want to join that group because this week we're going to be diving in with experts, and we're going to be talking about how to turn your relationships into money, how to turn your connections into profitable and prosperous outcomes. And the reason why I want you to get your mind straight for this week is because sales, marketing, relationships, To me, they're all the same. They're all the same because your mission, your strategy, your opportunity is all the same. Build relationships, build them strong, and have endless opportunities through your followers, through your connections, through your relationships. Get people to come on your show, get people to reach out to other great people. I just had 2 people connect me last week with Mark Eaton. Okay. I just had people connect me. I'm right now in conversations to talk with Carl Malone. I'm now in conversations to talk with some pretty incredible, really cool people to all help me with my champion circle and so forth. So today's offer, today's invitation, you guys, is go join my Facebook group. It's called Return on Relationships. There we have broadcasts. There we have daily content. There we have sharings, but that's where you're going to build relationships. I'm encouraging you to join because there are some quality people in that group. And as we fill that group up, we're going to be able to reach out and develop the relationships that we need to get paid. A lot of you are still struggling. The thing that I'm hearing the most, though, is not only are people struggling, but they're going insane. They're going insane. And the first thing I talked about on this hour was the habits that you're creating on your daily basis, on your daily outcomes and so forth. What are you doing to create a healthy stay-at-home situation? My wife, you guys, my wife is 6 days from officially being graduated from college. Okay. And now she's like thinking, okay, what do I do with my day? What do I do with my life? What do I do with everything? And there's going to be a swarm of people looking for jobs and a swarm of people looking for jobs in a jobless market when there are over, 100,000 people without jobs right now in the US. Okay. And because of all that, get your mindset right. Get your mindset in the right direction. The best way to do that is jump on here on my live hours every day at noon. Okay. Have a conversation with me. Let's do some chatting. Let's have some information that we talk to each other about. I'm willing to mastermind and brainstorm with you. And also know that if you join our Facebook group, Return on Relationships, there you're going to get the information, education, and connections that you need to prosper. Okay. Prosper flat out. The other, and speaking of prosper, a really good book by Randy Garn and Ethan Willis. Really, really great people. Okay. Prosper. As you join that group, we're going to have some incredible opportunities to continue chatting. That is today's link. That is today's direction. The reason why you're going to want to do that is because I personally am going to give you a shout out. I'm personally going to talk to you, and I'm personally going to create an opportunity for you to grow. Who doesn't want that? Okay. You want to know, I had a friend call me up, and God bless this person. Absolutely. God bless them. But they called me 2 months ago, right before quarantine started. Okay. And they said, John, I'm bringing an event to Salt Lake City. This is going to be big. The average ticket price is going to be $1,200. And I told her no. I said, that's insane. Because right now, people don't want a $1,200 package to go to an event. People want education. They want it quick. They want it free. And they want it offers through the bonus opportunities that come from it. And that's what we're doing with the Habitude Warrior Conference. Okay. The global, what do we call it again? I got to look back at his. I need to keep my mindset here straight. I just don't know if it's Global Virtual Summit. Yep. Okay. Global Virtual Summit. Incredible. So that's what we're going to be doing this week, all building up to that. And the next week, I'll be giving another one of my award-winning speeches. We're going to be talking about how to turn your connections into money. Now, if anyone else needs anything in the meantime, please message me. Please talk. Let's get on a conversation. Okay. If you don't mind, we might live stream it. If you want to keep it private, that's fine too. But my invitation is join our Facebook group right now. Go jump on it right now. And I'm going to teach you why masterminds don't work, why all these events don't work, why people coming into the market trying to charge you $1,200 for an event don't work right now. Okay. You've got to be aware of your surroundings. You've got to know what's going on. And we are on the tipping point of that. Tipping point. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I don't have that one. Oh, wait, I do. Malcolm Gladwell. The Tipping Point, right? If you've ever read this book, amazing. And Outliers too. by Malcolm Gladwell. So there we go. That wraps up today's live hour. Appreciate you guys. I was a little late to the live hour and ending a little after as well. But I thank you for joining me today's afternoon. Let me just project. Let me just project to you what my day looks like today. My today for the rest of the day looks like this: designing the outcomes of a champion circle, creating opportunities to enroll, to give people solutions to everything they need. And then I'm also going to be turning those into reaching out to everyone individually, one by one, creating those relationships and so forth. So again, today was just a hodgepodge of information about what's coming up in the week, a conversation about what people are wanting to talk about, some of the conversations I want to have, supporting my absolute incredible friends, getting them connected with other incredible people, and finding ways to thrive. That's what this week's all about. That's what the rest of the day's for. So go on, get started. I've got my blue light glasses. It's time to get to work. It's time to get crazy. It's time to get squirrely. It's time to get silly. And it's also time to get focused. I want to go back up to my friend Kyle's comment. He said, boom goes the drum, keep pushing. Okay. Boom goes the drum, keep pushing. Let's do that this week. Let's create absolute incredible success for each other. Jason, I'm going to follow up with you about our commitments last week. I believe I was this close to reaching my goal. I'm curious about what you did and what you're going to be doing this week. So I'm super pumped to hear about that. All of my other friends who I'm currently an accountability partner for and much more, I can't wait. So boom, baby, champion circle. Thanks for the shout out, Jason. I am pumped and excited. Everybody, have a blessed and wonderful day. Remember to keep your mindset in a great place and to focus on your attitude. It's the only thing you have control over. That's not the only thing you have control over, but you have so much more control over that than some of the other things going on in the world. So be a champion.